Hey everyone, this is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and today we're going to do a paper pumpkin video. I'm not doing this one live this month. I'm just posting these alternatives for you on YouTube and then on Facebook. There won't even be a blog post on it, so we'll walk through exactly the steps that I take in order to create two alternative projects, and we're going to put one of the projects together that the kit, with the way the kit intended it to be. So I am posting this directly to my YouTube channel, and if you have not subscribed, make sure that you do that. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you would like to share, go right ahead and do that as well, because when you share the video, it definitely helps me out. It brings new people to my channel and really does help out my business. So thanks for doing that as well. All right, so let's dive in. This paper pumpkin has these cute, huge hearts that you put together and they make cards. And then it also comes with the envelopes. So I've got some extra little pieces and stuff in here. So we'll take those aside for a moment. And I'm going to show you. So you've got the envelopes here, which I think are really pretty. And then on the inside, you've got your X and your O, which is kind of cool. You've got your embellishments for this one. And then you've got, again, sorry. You've got these vellum hearts that come along with it. You've got these large white hearts that have the gold trim with it. You've got these little pieces here that come, and then of course there's your dimensionals, and then you've got these. It's an arrow, a heart, and then that's a larger heart. And then there's those hearts again. Now here are your card bases. Here's that large heart for you. This kit also does the gray granite. And today we're actually going to also use the Flirty Flamingo, which is a coordinating color. All right, I'm going to take all this out and move it. And I think that's the, all right, so you've got that card base there. And let's see, I want to show you all of them, which these pieces here, even that one, would make really good cards if you wanted to do some Valentine's Day cards. So, and then I think there is, that must be it. Is there just two? I think there's just two versions. Let's see. Yes, just the two versions. Sorry about that. I thought it was more. All right, so there's those. Now let's take and put one of these together. Let's do the pink one. I think that's the one I'm in the mood for. All right, so I'm going to set this all aside, and we will follow the instructions on the inside, which is one of the great things I love about Paper Pumpkin. It gives you all these instructions, and it's in color, so it does definitely make it easier as well. Okay, so let me grab the stamp set. This is what the stamp set looks like. So you've got these big X and this big O, which I think is great. You've got the arrow, you've got a heart, and then you've got some sentiments here. Love you, for you, friend, sending you love, and then more. So those are really good sentiments. Okay, let's start with a gold heart. We'll punch this one out. And then we need to stamp friend on it. And I think that's it. It's got some little things underneath it, but I'm not sure what that is. So let's go ahead and stamp that. All right. All right, let me grab my gray granite. We will stamp friend right there in that heart. And I really am trying to figure out what is underneath where it says friend. Let's see. Oh, they took the embellishments That's what it is. And they attached it up underneath. Oops, wrong part. As you can tell, I didn't actually look at the real projects or the intended projects. I didn't look at those before I went live, before I started doing the video. So you get me like it would be live. All right, so there we go. So there's friend. So now what we want to do is we want to attach it to our XOXO. So let's take this and we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna put dimensionals there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are mini dimensionals that come in the kit. And then we will just stick this right here in the center. Okay, and then we are going to take an arrow and we will attach that here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a glue dot on either side. So I'm going to take the glue dots that come in the packaging. And when you use your take your pick tool, you can actually pick those glue dots right up. I got that one on there. Okay. That one twisted a little bit, but it's okay. And then one more right there. All right. So then we're going to take those backings off. They're not wanting to come off. There we go. And then we're going to stick it like this, right through the center. Then it has those little square hearts with the for you, and it looks like that is popped up. So we will take, we're actually going to take the large dimensionals. I think that'll be easier. Put those down the center like that. Oh, you know what? We needed to stamp it. Uh-oh. All right, so we'll just take those off. Not a big deal. All right, and then we need that for you. This one right here. Got another little block. We'll take that gray granite again, and then we'll stamp for you at the bottom. There we go. Okay, and then we'll flip it over and add those 2 dimensionals. That, and then we will stick it right there in the center. And it took those embellishments and it's got one there, one there, and one there. All right, and then the last little section here is this one. And then that is just popped up, it looks like. So we'll put 4 dimensionals on there. And then we will stick that there in the center. All right, so that looks like it's the card. Now this is what you could write on, or obviously you can write on this side as well, okay? So now we're just gonna fold it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not real sure. You could probably fold it, there we go. We'll fold it like that. Let's do this as our front, and that can be our back. There we go. All right, so then you would open it like that, okay? Then we can take our envelope, and let's take these hearts here, or this heart that we have right here, and we're gonna bring a block in. And we're going to take some of that gray granite and let's just stamp it. I know you can't really see it, but I think that just kind of adds a little bit more. And then you can slide that right on in. we have to do it from the bottom. There we go. And then there you go. There's your card. All right, so that is pretty simple. So you can make all of those. So there are actually 10 here. So let's go ahead and do our alternative projects, which I'm really excited about. And before I show you those, there is a add-on kit that goes along with this paper pumpkin. These are little treat boxes. And I've got one open over here, so I'm just going to show you. So they're little treat boxes like this. And then it comes with the ribbon, and it comes with these hearts right here that are like little tags. So they attach on like tags. And let me show you. I have this right here. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So that's what the finished project looks like. So it just comes with those 3 items. And I bought several of them because I think they're easy to put together. And when you need quick and simple projects, especially for like Valentine's, for craft fairs, that kind of stuff, then it makes it really easy. And there's actually, I think there's 20 of them in here, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't put the amount on here, but anyway, it's quite a bit. I mean, you get a whole big stack of them. So, all right, let's make our alternative projects here. I'm gonna try to see if I can not be so disorganized with doing this. Okay. All right. So we are going to make 2 projects first, and we're going to start with our envelope one. Okay. And we just need 1 envelope. I'm going to set the rest of them aside. And we're going to create this project right here. So we're going to need one of our boxes as well. Then we're going to need a vellum heart. We're going to need one of the smaller blushing bride hearts. And let's see, we will need a little piece of scrap whisper white, wow, basic white. And then we want one of the arrows. So we'll grab one of those. And that should do it. Okay, so there's all of the things that we're going to need for this. Now, and then you're going to need a cutter for this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take and seal this up. And I'm just going to take my Seal Plus, and I'm going to run it right along that edge. And you want to make sure you got pretty close to that edge, okay? And then I'm just going to seal it up like that. Then I'm going to take my little cutter here, and I'm going to trim off just a very tiny part of the top. So I'm literally just cutting that off. And now what I've created is a little envelope that you can slide stuff into. Okay. Now, let's make the inside. Let me show you. So this little tag will come off, so you could use it for anything you wanted. But inside of here, all I did was I took a piece of paper, a piece of basic white, and I just attached at the very top that ribbon, so you could just pull out your piece on the inside so that you could write a message, or you could put a gift card down in there. There's all kinds of stuff you could put in this little bag. All right, so let's take a piece of basic white, and we're going to take some ribbon, and this ribbon is called Flirty Flamingo, and it's a metallic ribbon, okay? And this is in the annual catalog. All right, so let's take, and we're gonna trim that off so that it is straight. I think I've lost my scissors again. All right, so we're just gonna cut that straight. And then we're just gonna fold a piece in half to whatever length we want. And then we'll just cut it again like that, okay? So real simple and easy. Then we're gonna take any stapler. So it doesn't, I have the Stampin' Up! One. But you can use any stapler that you want. We're gonna take and put this here on the front. And then we're gonna wrap it around the back, and we just wanna make sure that we've got enough so that it will stick out, and we'll add just a little bit further up. All right, then you're just gonna take your stapler and you will staple right across there. So now you have that tag where you can pull it back and forth. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to stamp down here at the bottom. We're going to stamp our arrow, and we're going to stamp it in gray granite. All right, I'm going to do one. I'm going to flip it and do two. Flip it again and do three. All right, so now that will go on our inside. Now I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to take and set this piece aside. And I'm going to stamp the heart image all over the front. And this, I'm using this little heart image, so it's empty on the inside, but has the arrow that goes through it. And we're literally just going to stamp all over. And you can barely see it. I think I need to re-ink my Flirty Flamingo pad. Yeah, I probably do. All right. And let's do down. I'm not being as pretty with it as I was with my sample, which is okay. It's not a big deal. All right, and then let's put one right there. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. And then we're gonna close up this so I don't, actually, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment first. All right, so we're gonna do the For You, which is what we already used, and we did it in gray granite. So let's clean our stamp. I'm just gonna pull in my chamois and give it a good cleaning there. And then we're gonna stamp For You right there at the bottom. Then I'm gonna take that same heart stamp that I had. I'm gonna stamp it off and then stamp it right over. So it's just a barely in the background. You can't really see it. Okay, so that's all our stamping. Then we're gonna take the vellum heart. We're gonna put it there. We're gonna take our pink heart here, or our blushing bride, and we're just gonna stick it in the center. Okay. Then we're gonna take our little arrow here, and we're gonna put just a little bit of adhesive in the center, just like that. And then we will put that at an angle. All right. Then we're gonna take the ribbon that comes in, or not ribbon, but it's thread, and it's gold. It's like a trim. I guess Stampin' Up! Usually probably calls it a trim. And we're gonna tie a pretty large bow with it. And then we will cut off that bottom. Then we're gonna get a glue dot. Put it on there. And we're gonna put this at an angle as well. Like that. I wanna make sure that it's not twisting. That side keeps twisting though. So if your ribbon keeps twisting like that, what you can do is take a glue dot, ball it up, and then come up underneath that part that's twisting and stick that glue dot right there. And then when you go to lay it down, it really should not twist, but there we go. But sometimes you have to play with it, especially with the trim. The trim is a little bit more difficult. So that's there. Now let's take our sentiment here, and we're gonna take that mini trimmer again, and we're gonna cut off like that. And then we are going to trim up it there. And then we're just going to cut a little flag on each end. Let's trim a little bit off that side. Then do a flagged in. All right. And then we will take a dimensional and put it on each end. I'm burying stuff over here. That's usually how it works whenever I'm doing a Facebook Live. And then the knot of that trim is going to be in the center on either side of that dimensional. So we're going to put that straight across. Like, oh, we got to move it over just a little bit more. I'm making it more difficult than it is. There we go. All right. Yeah. So we want the sentiment straight. Okay, so there we go. There is our little piece there. And that is going to twist apparently no matter what. So I'm just going to twist it like that. That will look just fine. Okay, now we want to attach it to a little flagged part here. So how I did that was we're going to cut off this end here. And we're going to pull that trimmer back in. And let's go ahead first. We're going to trim off this top part. If you see, you've got the folded tab there. We're going to go ahead and just cut that off really quick so that we can get it into the trimmer here. All right. And then we're going to line this up and we're going to trim that down. And yes, it's going to be hard because it's going to be connecting there, okay? All right, and then we're going to open it up and we're going to flip it and we're going to cut off that side. All right, and then we're going to cut off that top part over there as well. And let me just see, let's trim off a little bit more. There we go. I think that will work. And then we're going to flag the end of this as well. So we're going to go straight up that middle. And then we're going to come in on that side. And then we'll come in on that side. All right. Now we're going to take and flip our vellum piece over. We're going to put two little pieces of adhesive strip or the Stampin' Seal. And then we're going to put this on straight like that. Okay, and then I've got some of these little clips here. And I'm pretty sure these were part of Stampin' Up, or I got them from Hobby Lobby, but they would be retired if they're Stampin' Up. But I'm pretty sure these were Stampin' Up because I bought a whole bunch of them when they were retiring. But you can also get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Anywhere will have these little pieces. Okay, so then we'll bring in our little envelope here and we'll put that on there. And then let's slide that one back in. And then we will stick this on. And ta-da, there we go. There is our first alternative project. All right, so we've got that one. Now let's make our second one. Hold on just a second. Let me get this trash up. All right, so our second project is going to be this little box right here. And I'm going to show you how to make it. It's actually pretty simple, but you will use 2 boxes to create it. Oh, you know what I forgot? No, let's go back to our other project. I forgot. Y'all know I'm really bad about that. I forget to put the embellishments on. All right, so we're going to put one here, and then let's put one up here. Okay, now that one's done. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to take 2 boxes. And we're going to have one box that's going to be normal. So we're going to go ahead and put the bottom together on it. And you can tell which is the bottom. Well, actually, you can't tell which is the bottom or the top because it's all the same, your X's and your O's. So just pick one side and use that as your bottom. And you'll pull that in like that. All right. So we've got that. Now we're going to set that aside. We're going to come over. We're going to do exactly what we did on the last one. We are going to cut off. Let's actually cut off this end right here really quick. And then we're going to cut off this. And we want this to literally line up to the edge. You do not want to cut off any of this long section here on the side. Okay? Then we're going to open it up and we're going to cut down this side. And again, we don't want to cut any off. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off this bottom piece right here, right there as well. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I've got that lined up pretty good. And now we're going to have 2 sections here. Okay. And that section, this section here, is going to slide right down into our box here, and we're going to glue it to that front piece. So we're going to take some Stampin' Seal Plus. So on this, you're cutting off 2 sections. You're cutting off the tab here, cutting off this tab, and then you're cutting off one section like this. So then you're left with the remaining section. So you're left with a tab and then 2 of your squares here. Okay? All right, so we're going to flip it over. We're going to put adhesive on our XOXO side. And I want to make sure that I get adhesive up to that score line. All right? Then we are going to take and slide it in to our box, and then we're going to push it all the way up to that front like that. Okay, and then we're going to fold those 2 side pieces in, and then these 2 will come together. So you want to fold that little top tab that would technically tuck down in to keep your box closed. You're going to fold those toward your XOXO, and then you can clip it with another one of those binder or the wood clips like that. And then we're going to take some of that twine again, or that trim. We're going to tie a bow like that. And then let's cut off the ends. Okay. We're going to take a glue dot. Oh, I put it back up. Like that. And then we want to roll that glue dot on top of it so that it's not stuck out and then gets everything sticky and stuck to it. And we're just going to put that bow up there. Now let's create our hearts here. So we're going to take one of those big hearts. We're going to take this one, and then we're going to take one of those gold. If I can find them. There it is. Oh. We're going to take one of those gold pieces. And on the one that has the gold trim, we're going to stamp X and O. Put O and X. Then we're going to take Flirty Flamingo, and we'll do our X first. We'll stamp it right there. Then we'll do our O. Yeah, I definitely need to re-ink my Flirty Flamingo. And then we'll do O. All right. Now, before we put it on to here, what I want to do is I want to put that ribbon, the metallic ribbon on there. So I'm going to take and put 2 or 3 little lines of adhesive there. And then we're going to trim this at an angle. And then we're going to adhere it in a zigzag pattern. Like that. And there we go. Then we'll trim this end of it. And then we're going to take that one we stamped. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of it. And then we will stick that over in the center. So now you've just got a little bit of a trim there. Then we're going to take and put adhesive on the bottom, right down there. We're going to line it up with our point right there at the bottom of our closed box. And then there you go. Now, what I put in this one were some Reese cups. They're not actually like Reese cups, but these are like the little Valentine little ovals. So that's what I put in there. There are 4 in there, but I think you could probably put in 5 if you wanted. So that is that. And you can put some, I've got some more of these little hearts. And so you can stick those down in there as well. And then you just push those and then you just close it up at here at the top. So there you go. All right, so that was project number 2, and here is the alternative project number 2, and then there's the alternative project 1. Let me move all this stuff out the way, and then here is the card we made. All right, I hope you enjoyed these projects. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.